to the Businessmen and Women of Color podcast. I am your host, Ann Alston, and it is once again my pleasure to bring quality programs to all of you. I am so excited, yes, again and again and again, to have another amazing person on here that's going to be talking about what she is doing in terms of sales and coaching and all this good stuff, because you know I love my speakers and I love my authors, and I'm so happy to have her on the podcast this year. And so if you're not sure what we're talking about, you definitely have to check out some of the other podcast pages that we have. 2016 all the way up to 2018. You're going to find some amazing people on this platform in 2019 as well. And so one of the things that I really want you to do first and foremost is to like, share, and vote for your favorite podcast participants. Vote for their favorite books or vote for their favorite podcast speech, because here's the thing, we're giving out 7 awards this year. This will be the 3rd year in a row that we will be giving out 7 awards to lucky participants that are here going to be sharing their story. So make sure you like for your favorite to make sure that they win. Just hit the like button. Make sure you share it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and all your social media channels, and also tell people about it as well, because we always can love word of mouth. And then also vote for your favorite. Just in case you didn't know what the purpose of the BMWC platform is that we are using this platform to unify people from all over the world about different industry and career and business trends, speakers, authors, the whole thing, you name it. And we are also taking this information and we're sharing it with you, people who are listening like you, who are working professionals, students, seniors, veterans, who are looking for this type of information to help you develop and elevate your business and career. So make sure that you check out all the pages. Make sure you listen to all the podcasts we have going on here. I can't even stress enough how much good information that we have. So make sure you take advantage of this unique opportunity. Now, before we get started with our interview today, I would like to take a moment to thank our corporate sponsors, who are My Financial Home, Evangelism Radio, J&F Enterprises, Sears Consulting, Autism Families Rock, Awakening to Love, Eli Natoli, Kimberly McLemore, True Synergy, and Platinum Financial Services, along with all of our other BMWC participants who's helping to make this season a huge, huge success. So again, at the top of the hour, I was saying we have another amazing speaker here today. Her name is Nefateria Fonda, is the owner of Go Get It, Inc., a Christian sales coach, certified authentic selling instructor, specializing in coaching Christian business owners who are building their business and want to have a better strategy for turning leads into future clients. She is also a speaker for a number of groups and organizations who are looking for a speaker whose energy is infectious and useful content. And on top of that, she's also an author of her new book, How to Act, which is ACT, Activate Your Faith, Commit to Plan, and Take Action, that she's going to be talking about here today. And I'm so excited to have her on here. So Miss Fonda, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I am just so happy, and thank you for being on the podcast right now.
Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it. It's definitely an honor to be here.
Okay, awesome. Well, always start out just by introducing yourself and where you grew up and what led you to going into Christian sales.
Okay, so like she said, I am Nefateria Fonda. I'm out of North Carolina. I was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, raised in Raleigh, and currently reside in Durham, North Carolina. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, even ever after I got out of the service. I served 3 years in the Army. And after that, I actually went to school to be a licensed nail tech. I still hold my license to this day. I actually just offer continuing education classes for people that's in the beauty industry as far as how I utilize that. And so I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Always wanted to control my own time, my own legacy, and my own money. And so when I first started out beyond the nail tech career path, business path, I ended up getting the certification initially to be a life coach. And after working with a couple of different individuals and different clients, I learned that I had 2 passions, and that was money and business. So I started working and doing financial coaching, just basic foundational coaching, budgeting, saving, debt elimination. And then I had a lot of my clients wanting to get services like credit repair services. So then I started coining myself as the credit concierge, and I help be the liaison between the credit bureaus and my clients. Um, and I did that. And then I transitioned again into helping business owners with their sales, right? We all, for the most part, enjoy the marketing, enjoy the pretty stuff, like putting the website together and putting the colors and picking the font. But at the end of the day, you got to get them leads and you got to turn them to the clients and you're going to have to sell. And so I help clients do that in a way that's authentic. It doesn't make them feel icky,
Mhm.
sleazy, slimy, or gross or any of those things. And they can make sure that they're making sales from the leads that they're getting, right?
Wow. Okay. All right. So I want to take a step back that you were in a different career. And so, what was your interest then? I mean, at the time when you were in this other industry, did you think that you would stay there for long periods of time? And maybe what was that thing that kind of shifted your gears into leading to where you are now?
So I've always been multi-passionate. I've always had a lot of different interests. So I didn't go into one of those industries thinking that this was going to be forever, the end all. This is how I'm going to retire. So I just feel like once you've been in the industry and you're tapped out, the clients are exhausting you. You're not enjoying it anymore. It may be time for a shift, right? So shift to something that you enjoy more or another passion that you have. And so that's kind of what it was for me. It's just that for the time that I did it, I enjoyed working with those individuals. But when it started to tap me out, and I was like, you know what, it's time for a shift. Because I feel like if you're going to be in your own business and all of the long hours, sleepless nights, and the countless sacrifices that you make to run your own business, you need to be working with clients you enjoy working with.
Exactly. Yeah, you definitely need to do that if you're feeling any of those kind of emotions. I think that there's a lot of people out there that feel like that they want to, take the leap of faith and jump out
Right,
there and get their own business and do their own thing and make their own money and create their own life. But
right.
how difficult was it for you to make that leap, to from where you were to just jumping into entrepreneurship, because I'm pretty sure that there were some challenges that you had to face. So can you kind of touch on a little bit of that?
Absolutely. First of all, I prayed a lot about it, right? I was working my job. I am married, and I was working my job. I also had to talk it over with my husband because, we share financial responsibility, and, he wanted to ensure that our lifestyle wouldn't change when, he supported me in doing this dream and doing it full time, knowing that there's a risk, knowing that, you're not going to jump out there and necessarily make the money you aspire to make initially. And so I did pray a lot about it. I fasted a lot about it, talked to Jesus a whole lot. And I also talked to my husband. So first and foremost for me, it was putting my faith first, right? Talking to God about it. The second thing was getting our finances in order, and which is probably how I end up helping people with their finances. So I talked it over with my husband. I told him this is what I wanted to do, but I didn't ever want to have that argument about money or put him in a situation that he regretted supporting me following my dreams. So we worked on our budget, right? We made it, I and him both made necessary sacrifices. Like I gave my cell phone up for a whole year in order to get to a place where we paid off all our debt. And that's everything, credit cards, vehicles, households, all of those things so that I could pursue my dream without him ever regretting supporting me when it came to that. So, and then by doing that, by putting faith first and getting my finances in order, then it gave me the freedom to pursue my heart's desires, which is to be a full-time business owner.
Oh, wow. I hope everybody took those tips down, because I'm sitting over here like writing like crazy. Okay, she did this, she did that. And you know what? You did everything that you were supposed to do if that's what you want to do. And everything you said is absolutely what you need if you plan to go out there and pursue entrepreneurship. And the fact that you and your husband is doing it as a team is critical. It is critical. That support that you have is absolutely critical. And I encourage anyone that is listening right now, if this is what you're trying to do, yes, it's scary. It is very scary to try to leave your full-time job and go to entrepreneurship. But I think that if you take the route that she's talking about, you're not going to go wrong. So now you have your business, Go Get It Inc.
Yes.
And so, yeah, let's go get it ink. So, so
Right.
let's talk about, what are we going to get? Okay. What are we going to get with your organization that you offer?
So what you're going to get is, my thing is always helping you get to those profits, right? Making money, bringing in some income into your business. Because let's face it, we're all very passionate. We want to help everybody, but we're not nonprofits, right? We're for profit. So we got to learn how to sell those individuals so that we can bring in that income and stop giving our talent, our passions, and our gifts away for free. So what does Go Get It Inc. mean, and how does it apply to business owners? So if you provide services, you're that type of business owner, whether you're in the beauty industry or just a service-based industry, and you don't have a tangible product, I help you sell that in a way, because it's harder to sell services than it is to sell a product, right? Because we know when we exchange money for a product, it's something physically we're going to have in our hands. But when you're trying to convey the importance of investing in the service, you have to go about that in a way that makes it understandable to the individuals you're trying to sell to. So with me teaching them about sales, it incorporates making sure that you understand your client, right? Making sure you're doing the necessary market research to find out what words that they use to talk about their pain, right? Sometimes we like to use fancy words, but it may not resonate with our clients. So I help them with their website copy. I help them convert on their consults. Also, we deal with follow-up, how to follow up with your clients in order also to bring in business. Sometimes we like to give up on the follow-up. We feel like we don't want to chase somebody. But sometimes it's not even about the chase. It's about the fact that because you made that phone call, because you sent that email, that they're going to invest in you because you thought enough about them to check in on them and see how they were doing, right? So with Go Get It, it's all about you bringing the income in your business in an authentic way. Like I said earlier, you don't want to be sleazy or slimy or gross. So, I have private coaching for that. I also offer group classes in person in my local area, which is Durham, North Carolina. And so I also do that in a group setting as well, where we deal with selling, right? We deal with the consults. We deal with the website copy. We deal with, following up. We also deal with some social selling. So just any type of verbal selling communication, how to answer what do you do, right? In a way that'll convert, right? So that they're like, oh, okay, I know exactly what you do and who you do it for. It could be a possible opportunity for a referral, or that person may need your service and they want to know, tell me more.
Awesome. Now, here's the thing. I want to ask this question. You mentioned a couple times sleazy, slimy, and gross. Break down exactly what that means in terms of a business person being in that category and how it relates to sales in general. Because I want people to understand exactly what you mean when you use those three words.
Okay, so a lot of times people don't want to sell because they've experienced like the used car salesman, or they feel like they've been sold on something, or the person was very aggressive in their approach and they didn't feel like they had the buying decision, right? They felt like they was pressured. And so since they've had bad experiences with selling, they don't ever want to come across being that person. So they shy away from the sale. They don't ever ask for the sale per se. They just kind of give it away for free or kind of leave it to chance, if you will. So some of the feelings that my clients have used is like it's sleazy or it's gross. Like that's what I'm saying. It's slimy. It doesn't make them feel good about it. When they think about selling this service, it doesn't feel good to them at all, because they think about a time when they felt like they were sold, or they had a very aggressive salesperson. And so that's what I mean when I use those phrases, because my clients use those kind of things when they kind of describe their experience or how they feel about selling.
Okay. And I assume that that's probably like the number one thing that salespeople would not want to do, is to try to oversell or to try to pressure a sale instead of building a relationship. Because I know that that is one of the key things that people have to do before they even make a sale, is to build a relationship with a client.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it's okay to let the potential client know that you cannot fulfill their needs, right? But you may can refer them to a resource, a free resource, or another colleague that can help them, right? So don't just sell them into something because they're in pain and you feel like you could help. So sometimes it's better to say, no, but I do have a resource that I can refer you to, whether it's an actual referral to someone or maybe a free resource, right? But try to alleviate their pain.
Wow. Can you share like one story of, someone being successful with a specific sales technique versus someone who had a bad experience with a bad technique?
I would say the bad experience would be where the person was on the phone ready to buy, but the person never asked for the sale, so they lost the sale. The person never followed up, so they lost the sale. They lost the opportunity to get the sale again. And that is something very small, but I've been at the receiving end of going on a consultation and was ready to buy, but the person never asked me, so I let it go. The person never followed up with me, so
Mm,
I let it go,
mm.
right?
Wow.
So
Okay.
you have to believe that selling is helping and that, you know, if there's some indicators that this person is ready to invest in what you have to offer, what you have to offer will give them the results that they're looking for, then ask them to invest. And it's okay if you don't ask them to invest in the console. It's not really, but you have another opportunity by following up.
Yeah, absolutely. I call that the hidden opportunity because
I
you're
love
not
it. I
ready.
love it.
That's what I call it. I call it the hidden opportunity because it's one of those opportunities that you can nurture and you can always come back to. And believe it or not, you end up having a really good relationship because that person doesn't feel nurtured and they feel like that they're buying at the right time because you're following up on them. And I always call that the hidden opportunity. Thank you for sharing that information because everything you said was really good tips for anyone who is getting into sales. And so, for those that are listening and want to aspire going into some type of sales, you can definitely, contact her and ask your questions. Now, what I would like to ask you is that you are the creator of the profit plan. So, what is the profit plan, and how does that relate to helping small business owners?
Okay, so that is my private coaching. That is an application process. People have to apply for that. I don't take everyone because you got to be ready to do the work. I'm very straight, no chaser, very direct. Um, and so I need for people that's ready to do the work. I'm not going to coddle you. That is for your spouse. I will coach you. And so you have to be ready to do the work. And the profit plan takes you through the process of various sales from answering that question. What do you do for how to follow up, how to close in a consult? All of those opportunities that you have possibly to close a client we talk about. Everything that you do, every post you put out, all of that is about selling. It's selling them to like it. It's selling them to share it. Everything is selling, whether we believe that or not. When you have a conversation with your spouse about where you want to eat and you're trying to convince them to go where you want to eat, guess what? You're selling them. So the profit plan is for clients that's ready to invest in themselves and they're ready to do the work and they're looking for a coach and not a caller and they're
Mhm.
ready to learn how to sell in every aspect of their business.
You definitely can't be coddled when you're doing a business. That's for sure. You definitely have to put in the work because, believe it or not, folks, when you are in business and you're the boss, you are responsible for everything that happens in your business. So you definitely have to
Hmm.
make that investment. And so, on top of all of that, you now have a book called Activate Your Faith, Commit to a Plan, and Take Action. So, let's talk a
Yes.
little bit about that book and what inspired you to come up with that book.
So what it initially inspired me to do the book was I wanted a tangible way that was a no-brainer investment for people to get to know me. And so what better way to do that than in the book, especially the fact that I've always sold services. So the book has 18 ACT principles, and and they all focus around the faith, the finances, and the freedom that gives you when you have those two things in order.
Okay, awesome. Anything else you would like to share where people can purchase your book or any place that maybe they can come out for a book signing?
Yes, so they can get the book on my website at nefateriafonda.com. If they go to the link that says Start Here, they can see right there about the book, see the testimonials of the book, and get their copy there.
Okay. Now, are you going to be in any kind of events where people can come out and get all of this great information about entrepreneurship, your book, or the profit plan, where they can learn more information and meet you in person?
So definitely, I do vision board workshops. pretty regularly. So I do have one coming up in April if they are in the Durham area. They can also reach me on social media at Nefateria Fonda. I'm there everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and they can reach out to me there as well to connect.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you so much for that, everyone. If you like this interview and hearing and liking some of the stuff that she is saying, make sure that, again, you like, share, and vote for your favorite podcast. Just look down at the bottom of her screen and click on her website and get the profit plan or purchase her book or just contact her just to get some consultation on how she can help you with your small business. And with that, I would like to thank you for being on the podcast, Ms. Fonda. I really appreciate it. You're a fellow business coach, and I love it. So I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to serve.